This is the disassembly and assembly of the Claridge Hi-Tec. Before you do anything, you want to make sure the magazine is clear. You want to make sure there's no ammo in the gun. You want to cycle it a couple times, double check. Once the mag is out and you've checked it, then you're good to go. Hi, all you guys who have bought in Claridge Hi-Tecs. This is a video showing how to break down the Claridge Hi-Tec all the way down to the bolt. First thing you want to do, if you notice on Claridge Hi-Tecs, everything from here to here is the same. The only difference is carbines have a longer barrel. The shorts, obviously the short with no stock. Other than that, all three guns are the same. First thing you want to do is get a small pin, push the back of the pin out. Utilizing the shoulder, push the other side out. Once the pin's out, carefully slide forward and up and out. You have the receiver, which is all one. You have the bolt. Simply slide out, pull the pin. This pin does not screw in, it just sets in and locks. Pull the bolt out. You have the tube. Here is the bolt. The best way to do the bolt, the long spring, put your fingers on there. Grasping it, pull down and pull the pin. Releasing the single bolt with the extractor in it. Two springs, the guide rod, and the firing pin. Very simple. To put it all back together, simply take your guide. Your small spring goes on your small rod. Your big spring goes on your big rod. Pull down on the small and put your firing pin on there. Line up the big spring. Before you pull down, put your fingers on that. Pull down, and that will guide everything in there. Once you pull down on that, everything will guide in there. So let me just do that. Done. Put your pin back in. That's ready to go. Your tube in. Line up the hole. You're in place. Put it back in. Don't go on a radical angle because you could scar up right here. Just a slight. Line up the extractor with that. You can see it goes right alongside there. Your hole is lined up. All you have to do is a little bit of wiggling. That goes right in. Lock that. You're ready to go. This is a closer look on how to disassemble and assemble the Claridge Hi-Tec bolt. Once you do it a couple times, it's not very hard. Grab the bolt, pull down on the springs, and release the pin. Carefully release the tension. You have the firing bolt, or the firing pin, springs, guide rod, and the bolt. That's it. To put that all back together, take the guide, put your small spring on the small one, the big spring on the big spring. Compress the firing pin on the small rod. Put your fingers over the top of this spring, otherwise it wants to shoot off. If you put it on top and play it like almost a guitar, if you will, this rotates and you rotate, lining the firing pin up with this line here. So once you're compressed, you have that in there, rotate that till it's guiding. Then pull down on it and should line right up and release. Then you've got the pin back in it. Now, one of the things not to do is to palm this or hit this to test the spring action. In doing that, you'll shear this pin. When it's in the gun, it's compressed, so there's never tension on that pin. But if you palm this, it will shear the pin.